desktop. So if you go to here, you stop your program and you delete it. Then you go to here, you run it again. You see the Dockerfile. Here you can see the web is not loading anymore because I deleted the container. And then I go to here, I do Docker compose up. And here I can see there's two running at a time. Holy, what's going on? So here, you notice that I just run the Docker compose up again. And now I'll be able to see the website again, but without the database because I deleted on the container. So, and I deleted the container, so I'll disappear. So now that you have know how to run multiple files at a time, but the problem is that you lost the data whenever you delete a container. So here is how you persist your data between containers. So here, so imagine like this, container data is isolated from your local folder. So Docker isolate all the content, code, and data in the container from your local. So it means that there are two different, so separate, complete separate. So this means that when you delete a container in Docker, all the content in it is deleted. So sometimes you want to persist the data. So this is when you can use volume. Okay, I'm a clone this repository again. Hold on. Let's go to here. Stand outside. Clone. Oh, I already cloned that, yeah. We'll be reusing it. Okay. If you want to persist data even after a container is deleted, you can use a volume. A volume is a location in your local file system managed by Docker. So to add volume, you're going to compose YAML and uncomment those lines. Here, go to YAML and then uncomment this line and this line. And also this line. You see, so now no matter how, if you delete, your data is still there. So here. Next, you'll learn how to access your local folder from a container. Here. So container data is located from your local folder. Sometimes you may want the container to access a directory on your system. This is when you use bind mounts. Here. Okay, I'll clone this. So how it works is that if you want to access your data on your system, you can use bind mount. And a bind mount lets you share a directory from your host file system into the container. So here, if I open up the file bind mount, which is this one, and then go to compose YAML, uncomment these lines. So volume. So the volume element tells the compose to mount the local folder. This is for more advanced, but basically, you know, like the bind mounts just let you share a directory from your host file system to the container. Easy as that. So you wanna compose docker compose up again. Here you see you have the bind mount apps in here. So now you can use the container environment while working on the app. So what that means is that you work on the app and then you don't need to update every time. It's just sync to each other. So any changes that you make on your computer will show up on the container. Enter your task here. Views. So 1, 2, 3. So next I'm gonna go to localhost this one. So you see entry task 1, 2, 3. So you don't need to update every time. It just automatically save. And next is the containerize your application. So when working with container, you usually need to create a Dockerfile to define your image and a compose YAML file to define how to run it. So like GitHub, you know, GitHub have Git in it, so this have Docker in it. So to run this command in the project folder, Docker will create all the required files needed here. Here's well, I'll open a sample. Okay, just let's open. Let's open a do while loop. Okay, I have a simple code, do while, and use Docker in it here to initialize. So here you want to find your programming language. In this case I use C, but it's not in here, so don't say it's not in here. So hold on, let's do it again. Oh, so it's not supporting the C language, but if you wish, then you can use these languages that are supported here. And then, so basically it will guide you to how to ask you some few questions, configure your code, and then automatically created a compose YAML file. So then you run docker compose up to run your project. So, well, this is, you can try for your own. Create your language, and find your language, and then you find it will automatically create the Docker file and the compose YAML file, and then basically you do a little bit of like changes to it so that it can work properly. Here. So next is to how to publish an image. So for this guy you need at least one image on your computer. Okay. I'll do the same. I'll delete this. So if I welcome to Docker, here I pull this already repository, this image. Then I need to sign in. I already signed in. I'll delete all this one too. Okay, and okay, I'll pull it again. Wait a few seconds. Okay. Sign in, and then rename it. Okay, so you need to rename this one. Run the command to rename image. So here you can open the terminal down here so that you copy this in. My username. Is what? M39. Here, and then see, it has changed my name to another name. Now I'm gonna push to Docker Hub. So I should be able to see my thing. Okay, I'm gonna sign in. Here you see less than a minute ago. So I had successfully pushed to Docker Hub. Here. So well, that's it for my quick tutorial. Run through all the tutorial on Docker Hub. If you have any questions, feel free to drop down below and I'll try to answer it. And well, thank you. If you like, subscribe and share. Stay tuned for more coding tutorial.